Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're cutting straight to the chase on a question lots of us probably think about. How do our personal finances really stack up?
It's a tricky one to gauge on your own, isn't it?
It really is. So we're doing a deep dive into understanding personal wealth benchmarks, specifically here in India. We're using some fascinating insights from an article by the Economic Times.
Right. Good source for this kind of data.
Our mission today, well, it's to unpack what these numbers actually mean for you. Help you see where you might stand, maybe identify some targets for your own financial journey.
Kind of a shortcut to getting well informed on this aspect of personal finance.
Exactly. And just quickly, for clarity, when we say lakh rupees or crore rupees, a lakh is 100,000 and a crore is 10 million rupees. Standard Indian numbering.
Important context. Okay, let's get into it.
Hey, let's unpack this. Where do we start? 20s.
Yeah, the 20s are foundational. What's really insightful is how these benchmarks provide a practical roadmap right from the beginning.
Absolutely. The article suggests, maybe surprisingly, that if you're in your 20s, just having saved or invested, say, 2 to 5 lakh rupees, actually puts you ahead of the curve. Apparently, the typical net worth for urban Indians in that age group is often less than 2.5 lakh.
And it's not just the amount, is it? It's about building those core habits. Starting early.
Right.
Things like regular SIPs, that's systematic investment plans, just investing a bit regularly, building even a basic emergency fund. And crucially, being mindful of lifestyle traps.
Those traps that can derail savings before you even start.
Exactly. It's often the small stuff, that daily fancy coffee, maybe too many impulse buys online. They add up over decades. It's a hidden cost to your future wealth that people don't always factor in.
Okay, so establish good habits early. Then what? We move into the 30s.
Right, the 30s.
Your income probably goes up, which is great, but uh-oh, so do the expenses. Big life things, right? Marriage, EMIs, those monthly loan payments, maybe kids.
Yeah, life gets more complex financially.
So the target here, according to the article, jumps quite a bit, aiming for 30 to 45 lakh rupees, though it mentions the median wealth for salaried folks is usually more like 20 to 30 lakh.
There's often that gap. And connecting this to the bigger picture, setting that target over 45 lakh, or at least aiming high in that range, becomes pretty important.
Why specifically? Just to stay ahead?
Well, yeah, partly. But it's mainly about staying firmly on track for, genuine financial freedom later on. The big challenge here is often what we call lifestyle inflation.
Ah, yes. You earn more, you spend more, without really thinking about it.
Precisely. Upgrading the car, the house, the holidays, just because you can. It feels good now. But it can silently eat away at your wealth-building potential, making even that 45 lakh target tough to reach despite a higher salary.
Okay, so manage that lifestyle creep. Then we hit the 40s. The article calls this the make or break decade. Sounds intense.
It is a really critical period, yeah. This is where you should ideally see significant growth, the benchmark.
Yeah.
Having your net worth cross 50 lakh rupees, that's across everything, EPF, mutual funds, PPF, maybe property.
So hitting that 50 lakh mark means you're generally in a, let's say, financially healthier position than many?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This decade is less about starting savings habits and more about strategic acceleration. You're consolidating gains. You might be reevaluating risk.
Because you have more to lose, but also more potential for growth.
Right. Compounding really starts to work its magic on a larger base here. It's make or break because the decisions you make or don't make in your 40s can really set the stage for whether retirement looks comfortable or well-stressed.
Which brings us to the 50s. Getting closer to retirement age now. The goalpost shifts again, and it's a big one. Aiming for 1 crore rupees.
1 crore. That's 10 million rupees.
Yeah. The thinking is, by this age, you've likely worked for nearly 30 years. Your accumulated savings, your corpus, should reflect that effort. The article suggests a range of 75 lakh to 1.2 crore rupees puts you in a good position for retirement readiness.
And the strategy shifts significantly here. It's less about aggressive growth, more about preservation. You typically start reducing your exposure to equities, to stocks.
Less risk appetite.
Less time to recover from market downturns, really. And another key thing often comes into focus now, estate planning. It's not a someday thing anymore. You need to think about how your wealth transitions smoothly.
Makes sense. Okay, finally, the 60s. Retirement is likely here or very close. What's the benchmark for, true financial freedom?
The article suggests a corpus around 1.6 crore rupees signifies that level of freedom. Even having between 90 lakh and 1.6 crore puts you above the national average for retirees.
So 1.6 crore is the ideal target for real security.
It signifies a major shift. Yeah. At this point, you're not really focused on growing the money aggressively anymore. You're relying on it. It's about having a planned withdrawal strategy to live comfortably.
Your money is working for you, so you don't have to.
Exactly. That's the goal. Security, comfort, freedom to live without constantly worrying about returns.
So looking back at all this, what does it all mean? These benchmarks from the Economic Times, they really offer a valuable guide, don't they? A kind of map for financial planning in India.
They absolutely do. They give you tangible targets for different life stages.
It really helps to see it laid out like that.
And the final thought, I suppose, is that it reinforces a simple truth. Consistent effort, being aware of those potential pitfalls like lifestyle inflation, and making smart choices throughout your life.
Yeah,
That's what generally leads to a secure and hopefully wealthy future.
a good reminder.
So maybe the question for you, the listener, is, after hearing these benchmarks, what's one specific immediate action you might take? Something small even, to nudge your own financial journey forward. Something to think about.